Hello, welcome back. It's story time. I mean, it's story time. Welcome back to NPR. The date is currently March 24th, and it's also 2021. Cool, huh? Now, a year ago today, I made the dumbest mistake of my life, and it will forever scar me, literally and metaphorically. So let's get to it. Now, a year ago today, quarantine had just hit, and I was pumped. I was so psyched I didn't have to go to school anymore. It was spring break. Me and my mom, we had plans to remodel the basement. Remodel. We just repainted and redesigned a few things. But yeah, so that was in full swing. And lucky for quarantine, I had even more free time to finish remodeling the basement. So it was fantastic. I was so happy. Now, a year ago today, March 24th, I was having a grand old time. We just painted part of the basement, and I was dancing around to some music because I just felt like listening to music. I was actually listening to Super Lonely by Beanie or Benny, whatever her name is. I was currently working on another project as well. See, I have this box lamp next to my couch, and it came from my great-grandparents, and over time the corners of the box lamp had begun to bow outward, and I thought, well, what if I 3D printed a little cross that I could glue to the insides of the corners of the box lamp to keep them inward. And so I had 3D printed the cross to put in the box lamp, but it was too large, and it didn't pull in the corners, and it got me a little bummed, and that was actually why I had taken a break to listen to music and dance. And halfway into listening to Super Lonely by Binny, whatever her name is, I had thought, you know what, I should finish this thing that I started. It's an easy fix. I don't even have to 3D print it. You know what? I can just cut off the ends a little bit, make it a little shorter, save a bit of plastic, save a bit of time, you know? And so I put down my headphones, I grabbed the cross, and I took a razor blade, and I started cutting the corners. Now, I used to be a Boy Scout, and they had always told us, when you're cutting something with a razor blade or a knife, you cut away from you, because you don't want it to slip and cut you. And I was telling myself that as I was doing this. But then the other half of my brain was like, shut up. It'll be fine. It'll be just fine. Nothing's gonna happen. Never has before. It's not gonna happen now. I was so wrong. And so I'm cutting the plastic, right? I got the knife facing towards me like a dumbass, and it's kind of stuck. And I'm like, alright, I gotta be careful about this, because this could slip and it could be the end of me. And sure enough, it slipped. And I felt it graze right over my thumb, just barely missing it. And I kind of looked around and I was like, whoa, that was close. That almost cut my thumb. I felt it like graze right over. Thank God I missed it. But then I looked down, and I saw my thumb, and there was a hole in it. And I looked down, I moved it around a little, I saw something white moving in there, and then I started to see it fill up with blood. And I said, oh no. Oh no. I rushed over to the sink, I bled a bit, I called for my parents, My dad wrapped it up in a bunch of gauze and toilet paper and what have you, and he drove me to the emergency room. So it turns out I had cut a tendon in my thumb. So it wasn't as easy as just getting stitches. They gave me stitches for the time being. Golf ball's done. But I had to get surgery to get my tendon reattached. And that would occur the Friday after. But for the time being, I had a stitched up thumb, a broken tendon. I couldn't move my thumb upwards at all. I couldn't do this. I could only do this because my tendon was broken. That was just it. I could not move my thumb back. After that, I had to recover for a while, and then I had to go to physical therapy. And I actually have a little souvenir here. This is a nice little souvenir from when I when I cut my thumb open. A little thumb splint. Oh my god. This brings back so many memories. I had to wear this all the time. And those memories feel all so much more prevalent because it was the beginning of quarantine. Nothing was normal for me in that time. Everything was broken. A few months later, my thumb, it's all working again. It took a while for me to be able to bend it backwards, even after the stitching. A lot of physical therapy. But yeah, and I've got a big scar here right now. If I angle it right, I can see it goes flat, which is how the blade went in. I told my friends that, and they all think I'm weird, but whatever. But yeah, moral of the story, don't try to save money on 3D printer filament. Just reprint it. Don't try to cut it down. God. What's even worse is that I actually tried cutting it down again. And I didn't even have to cut, like whittle it. All I did was lay it down, chop it with a blade. It was that easy. Didn't have to go through any of that strife. And I honestly can't believe I didn't think of it the first time I tried to cut it down. The worst part is I didn't even finish the project. I just looked at the lamp one day and I was like, you know what, it's good enough. So I did this all for nothing. I cut open my thumb for nothing. All that for nothing. And I feel like such an idiot because of it. But hey, that's just me. That's the stupidest thing I ever did. So yeah, there's our golf ball. Red because a year ago today, I was bleeding profusely. Let's get the date on there. 21. Yeah. Alright, there's our golf ball for today. Don't use razor blades irresponsibly. Seriously, I find it so ironic that I was just trying to save some printer filament and I ended up costing my parents who knows how much in medical bills. Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow.